Hi everyone, hope everyone's having a great day. Figured we'd do another one of my walkthroughs. And here, got my big boy tomato plant. You guys are kind of catching up. This guy's finally starting to take off over here in the corner. My mortgage lifter's over here. In retrospect, putting those bulbs there, maybe not the greatest idea with that tomato plant. We'll see what it does. I think I may have accidentally topped it as well. It hasn't really grown anymore, and it's not putting off any suckers, so fortunately I think this might be all this one gets. I did, however, start some suckers in water to get another round going, so hopefully that'll work out. But this one is doing fantastic. Putting off all kinds of fruits. There's a little baby right there. And just plugging right along. Doing really, really good. Also, here's my basil. Now, about a week and a half ago or so now, I actually came through and topped these. I'll probably give it one more week, come through and give these a prune back again and dry some more. And I did harvest my parsley. I left this little guy because he wasn't really that far along. And I did put some more seeds in here. So hopefully pretty soon these will be showing up. Because I put those in probably 3 or 4 days ago now. So relatively soon we should start seeing those come up. I got my teddy bear sunflowers in here. And some of these guys are getting ready to start opening pretty soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love, love, love my sunflowers. You know, in case you couldn't tell, got a thing for sunflowers. Also, the corn is doing excellent. Excellent, excellent. So that is really exciting. It's just popping up like crazy. And actually my roses are finally starting to bounce back as well. Seeing that, you know, we're not having quite as much rain. Pardon me, I do need to weed this whole section. But they're starting to get there. They're getting a little healthy. The ones over here actually are doing fantastic. Look at that. I'm so happy this one's bouncing back. Love, love, love my roses. Might have to come out here with my big camera. Get a picture of that before that all dries up. Post that to my Instagram. Oh, it's just so pretty. All right. There's my cherry tomato. It's doing so good. Got some ripe fruits off it. Boyfriend's really enjoyed that. I'm more of a tomato product fan than actual tomato, but he's been very happy. We call this his snackin' mater. This is mostly just for him to graze off of. But what I wanted to show you over here really was the cucumbers. Super excited. They're putting off all kinds of flowers. They're growing really, really good. Get this little guy hanging on there. These guys are just taking off. So hopefully soon we'll have some fruit setting and I'll be able to share that with you guys. And we got these dudes over here too, which are just taken right off as well. Starting to set flowers. Not quite long enough to quite be able to attach here yet, but they're getting there. Peppers. It's my orange bell pepper. That one was looking a little iffy for a little bit. I was getting a little worried, but it seems to be doing better now. He was turning a little yellow. He's greened back up. Over here is one of my new tomatoes. This is my husky cherry. It hasn't really grown a whole lot since I put it in, but I'm not super surprised about that. Just keeping an eye on it. We'll see what that one does. Now, my cauliflower, in a desperate attempt, I had some burning on my biggest purple head, so I've closed some of these up that have headed. So I'm going to leave those closed up to protect the heads, to make sure, you know, I can hopefully at least get something out of these guys. Like this one doesn't really, I mean, it's got a little bit of a head going, but it's, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's still pretty protected by the leaves for now. So I left that. You know, this was my really good purple one that ended up getting a little burnt. So we closed that up. Close this little guy up here too. And again, we got, you know, a little head started in there. But it's still pretty well protected, so. And this little guy hasn't even headed yet. He probably, I'm going to assume probably won't, but I'm going to leave him. See what he does. These are my leeks, which are doing really, really good. They seem to be loving life and thriving at the moment. Over here are 4 more of my new tomato plants. I got the Super Sweet 100 cherries, which again, they're not doing a whole lot at this exact moment, but they're getting there. They're getting there. They have grown a little bit since I put them in last week. They'll pick up speed pretty soon and, you know, get up there. These are my early girls. Same deal. They've grown a little bit since I put them in last week. Not a whole lot, but they'll start taking off soon too. Not real worried about them. And over here is my little Roma plant. This has actually grown pretty good since I put it in. It's gained a couple of inches, so keeping an eye on that. It's been really hard not to come in here and look for things to prune on this, but it's a determinant, so gotta behave. Leave them suckers. All right, over here is my yellow bell pepper. And we got some, where was it? Was that around here somewhere? Where was it? Oh, there it is. Some tiny little fruit starting to set there too. It's exciting. My melons are doing really, really well. And yes, I know I need to mow and weed. I just haven't had a chance. The days I've had a chance, we've had rain. But they're all doing really well. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I can only get 1 Kajari to grow. So hopefully that guy at least gives me 1 melon. That's all I'm really hoping for. Never had them, just kind of wanted to try. So here's hoping that's gonna work out. And then over here is my jalapeno plant, which is just doing so good. Sorry guys, I know the lighting's kind of harsh. This big dude here too. But no, this one's doing really good too, and there's a ton of little babies. A ton of little babies. Very, very, very excited for that. Alright, we're out front. Over to my other basils and my mints and my lemon balm. So that's my sweet basil. That is my lemon balm. This is my spearmint. This is peppermint. And this is my sweet mint. Now I'm going to come out here probably later on and, you know, do the first half of a video about, you know, cutting this back a little bit. Maybe this guy too. He's pretty full. Oh, when you do this, it smells so good. It smells so good. But as you can see, these guys are doing pretty good here. They get the morning sun. They get pretty decent amount of shade during the afternoon, and then they get a little bit of evening sun when the sun starts to set on the other side of my house. So those are doing really good. And for edibles, last but not least, over here are my strawberries, which yes, I also need to weed. I pretty much think these guys are done for the summer. We only got, you know, a couple of strawberries, but we got some really nice spreading. Like, we got so many spread off this year. So, super excited. So that should mean next year we'll get even more strawberries. But pretty sure this one's done producing. I don't even really know what variety this is. It was just something we bought at the farmer's market. And I don't really know a whole lot about growing strawberries, so this is all guessing game, but it did flower. It did put off some fruit. We did get to eat off of it. So that was a plus. So even if we don't get to eat off it, you know, again this year, that's fine. Everything's a learning experience, and there's always next season. All right, well, that is the end of this quick garden tour. Thank you all for joining me and checking out my plants. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks for watching. Bye. Alright, just kidding, guys. One more thing. These are my carrots and my Keuka melons. I keep forgetting to come over here to show you guys this, because this little area is actually, see, got a bunch of these. Got a whole bunch going. Yeah. Getting up there. Don't mind the mess on the porch. We're working on fixing it. So everything's kind of a mess at the moment. But yeah, this area is actually separate from the rest of my garden, which is right over here. Because this was kind of the only place left to put these. And I started the Keuka melons on a whim. Because, you know, I've never had them and I was very curious. And I actually watch Roots and Refuge Farm here on YouTube. And they were talking about them over there. My curiosity was piqued because I do like melons. I do like cucumbers. So I got to actually have my first one, which is probably a little bigger than this guy right here. And it was a little on the bitter side, so I'm not sure if I waited too long to pick it or not long enough. So what I'm probably going to do is give that little guy that I just showed you, right in here, probably one more day, and then I'm going to pick and try him. If it's the same, it just means that these have a slightly bitter flavor, and that's fine. I plan on doing refrigerator pickles with them anyway, so it's not really a huge deal if they're a little bit bitter. I'm going to use my great-grandmother's pickle recipe, which I will not be sharing, because I would be completely disowned by my family if I did that. But when it is time for that, I will, you know, I'll explain what I'm doing and things like that, but the exact recipe will remain with me. There are plenty of really good refrigerator pickle recipes and brine recipes and things like that. So, but I just wanted to give you guys a little gander at the Keuka melons and carrots. The carrots are coming along. Keuka melons are doing pretty good. There's a couple of vines that I'm sure you can see are a little yellowy, but I mean, I'm just going to let them go, see what happens. Those ones aren't really setting too much fruit, but I have a lot of new, really nice dark green growth coming in, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, but for real this time, guys, have a good day, and thanks for joining me. Bye.